We all know the master shredders, Yngwie Malmsteen, Michelangelo Badio, Joe Satriani, but do you know Guy Mann-Dude? At first glance, I know this looks like it could be a poster for the next Owen Wilson movie.
Wow.
But don't let that fool you. Guy Mann-Dude is actually an amazing shred guitarist with 2 albums that you've probably never heard. Guy is an American-born musician who happens to also be a proficient drummer and pianist. But his shredding persona, Guy Mann-Dude, put a group together in 1988 with David Eagle on drums and Lars Van Loen on bass. Their first album, Sleight of Hand, released in 1989 by MCA Records, comes with a great hype sticker. The debut instrumental, love it, LP from guitar wizard Guy Mann-Dude. And as if there was any confusion, it also reminds you to place this in the rock section. Double exclamation points. Aside from just being a great shred album, Sleight of Hand has a nice variety of songs and the shredding isn't overwhelming. Plus, there's a sense of humor to Guy's playing that feels a little different for a shred album. This is especially apparent in the one music video I was able to find for the cover of Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. We start out with a little Ruby Tuesday to set the mood. Then we go to Hollywood where things really pick up. Guy has a watch, and at first I thought there was going to be some time travel involved, but as he turns it, he starts flying. He takes a motorcycle cop's head off, but just puts on his shades and keeps going. He stops to steal some paint and supplies before finding a nearby lady of the afternoon to help with his plan. He paints a black box on her stomach and creates a little television set. The shredding just gets more badass from there, until Guy is flying down Hollywood Boulevard again, shredding away. Guy makes his way to the local tattoo parlor where he sits down to get a shoulder tattoo of the triangle symbol at the top of his album cover. Meanwhile, people have gathered around to watch the stomach television, but Guy comes back and turns the TV off. Then flies on down Hollywood Boulevard with his bandmates. That same year, Guy Mann-Dude would also contribute to the Shocker soundtrack with the metal supergroup Dudes of Wrath, specifically created to record music for the movie. The band also featured Tommy Lee from Motley Crue on drums and Rudy Sarzo from Quiet Riot on bass, as well as Paul Stanley from Kiss and Alice Cooper on vocals. In 1991, Guy would release his second album, Manic Distortion, complete with 2 N's in Manic. Now with Barry Sparks on bass, Manic Distortion is another great thrash album. It's not quite as fun as Sleight of Hand.
Which way will you turn? The fire and hell
get some Metallica vibes here, along with more straightforward early 90s thrash songs on this album. It also has a lot more vocals, sung by Guy himself, where Sleight of Hand was all instrumental. And just like the first album, Manic Distortion features one track that shows Guy Mann-Dude's softer side. In 1992, Guy would meet Czech guitarist Miloš Dodo Dozel, who was studying in Los Angeles. Guy and David Eagle would go to Czechoslovakia with Miloš to help with his second solo album, the title of which translates as Irritating Touch. The album included the hit single I Judge, which featured both Miloš and Guy on vocals. In the video, there's a barn which seems to solely exist so that Miloš can sit down and rock out now and then. Guy magically appears too, and he digs what Miloš is laying down. So deep. He digs it so much that he has to put out his cigarette and help him rock out. Selfishness buried in my past. A waterfall of words never last. The video is pretty much just Miloš and Guy rocking out in the barn. And it gets to the point that their solos are so powerful, they force open the barn doors. And I come back where I've been before. I'm in a broken heart I once tore. Miloš and Guy must have enjoyed working together, because 2 years later, they'd recorded a dual project simply called Miloš Dodo Dozel and Guy Mann-Dude, this time with well-known session drummer Greg Bissonette on drums. This album is less thrash and more hard rock than Guy's previous albums, with some folk and pop elements. There's one video for the track Charles Bridge, which shows the duo at Charles Bridge in Prague. It's kind of a cool idea, alternating Czech and English vocals, but overall, this album for me was pretty uneventful. And that, my friends, is the guy, the man, the dude, Guy Mann-Dude. Your homework, should you choose to accept it, is Sleight of Hand from 1989 and Manic Distortion from 1991. They're both great shred albums and also quite different from each other. I hope you enjoyed this look at Guy Mann-Dude, and be sure to hit the subscribe button for upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.